You are floating on the surface of the open Pacific. Below you, nearly a kilometer down in absolute darkness, something the size of a school bus is fighting. Its opponent is a giant squid, 13 meters long, with hooked suckers and a beak sharp enough to cut cable. The squid is winning nothing. The animal below you is holding its breath. It has been holding its breath for over an hour. Its heart has slowed to a few beats per minute. Its blood has withdrawn from its extremities. Its body has become something closer to a diving machine than a mammal. And it is about to swim back up to breathe as if none of this ever happened. That animal is a sperm whale. And pound for pound, it may be the most physically formidable creature the ocean has ever produced. Most people assume the blue whale is the strongest animal in the sea. It is the largest, it is the heaviest, it is louder than a jet engine. That assumption is not exactly wrong, but it is misleading. Size is not the same as strength. And when biologists actually compare what these animals can do, what pressures they can withstand, what forces they can generate, what environments they can survive, the sperm whale keeps ending up at the top of lists that no other whale even qualifies for. Read that again. There are 90 species of cetaceans on Earth. Blue whales, humpbacks, orcas, belugas, narwhals, dolphins, porpoises. None of them can do what a sperm whale can do. And the reason has almost nothing to do with size. Here is where it gets interesting. The sperm whale, Physeter macrocephalus, is not built like other whales. It is built like a weapon. Marine biologist Hal Whitehead of Dalhousie University has spent more than 40 years studying sperm whale physiology and behavior. His work, along with research from Peter Madsen at Aarhus University, has documented an anatomy that is closer to a submarine than to any other mammal. The head of a sperm whale accounts for roughly 1/3 of its total body length. Inside that head is an organ called the spermaceti organ, filled with a waxy oil that can shift between liquid and solid depending on temperature. This oil is not decoration. It is a ballast system. When the whale wants to dive, it takes in cold water through its nasal passages, cools the wax, and becomes denser than the surrounding sea. When it wants to surface, it warms the wax, becomes lighter, and rises. No other whale on Earth has this system, but that is only the beginning. The sperm whale can dive to at least 2,200 meters. Some acoustic tracking data suggests they may go deeper. At that depth, the pressure on their body exceeds 200 atmospheres, more than 3,000 pounds per square inch. Their lungs collapse, their rib cage folds inward. Their blood pulls oxygen from muscles that have adapted to store it in a compound called myoglobin, at concentrations 10 times higher than in any land mammal. Marine mammalogist Terry Williams at the University of California, Santa Cruz has shown that sperm whale muscle tissue is essentially a portable oxygen tank. A blue whale cannot do this. A humpback cannot do this. An orca cannot do this. None of them dive anywhere near that deep. None of them stay down anywhere near that long. None of them hunt in the total darkness of the bathypelagic zone. The sperm whale does all of it alone on a single breath, and it does it every day. But that is not the strange part. The strange part is what a sperm whale can generate on the way down, and what it can survive on the way back up. Bioacoustician Peter Madsen and his team have measured the sound pulses produced by sperm whales at over 230 decibels. To put that in perspective, a jet engine at takeoff is around 140 decibels. A rifle shot is around 170. A sperm whale click focused through the spermaceti organ is the loudest sound made by any animal on Earth. Louder than blue whale songs. Louder than any dolphin echolocation. Loud enough that researchers have theorized it may be able to stun or disorient prey, though this has not been fully confirmed. 230 decibels underwater would rupture the eardrums of a human in seconds. It could kill a diver at close range. The whale uses it to see in the dark. Here is where the science becomes harder to explain. Sperm whales fight giant squid. Their bodies bear the scars. Circular sucker marks the size of dinner plates cover the heads of nearly every adult male. Some scars are decades old. Some are recent. Marine biologist Malcolm Clark, working in the 1950s and 1960s, examined the stomach contents of thousands of sperm whales killed during the whaling era. He found squid beaks, sometimes tens of thousands per whale. Some belong to giant squid. Some belong to colossal squid, larger and more aggressive than the giant. Sperm whales eat both. Think about what that means. An animal capable of diving into freezing black water 2 kilometers down, finding and killing the largest invertebrates on the planet, and coming back up to breathe as if it had gone for a walk. No other whale attempts this. Blue whales feed on krill at the surface. Humpbacks feed on small fish and krill. Even orcas, the ocean's most versatile predators, do not go anywhere near where a sperm whale hunts. The sperm whale operates in a zone that no other cetacean can access. And this is where the deeper question begins. If the sperm whale is so specialized, so powerful, so physically extreme, why did it evolve this way? The answer says something important about what strength actually means in the ocean. Marine biologist Bertie Gregory and others have pointed out that whale strength in the deep sea is not about muscle mass or body size. It is about time. Time held underwater. Time spent hunting in the dark. Time pushing your body past the point where any other mammal would die. A blue whale is enormous. Its heart is the size of a small car. Its tongue weighs more than an elephant, but it lives on the surface. It cannot go where the sperm whale goes. Strength in this environment is the ability to enter places nothing else can enter. By that measure, the sperm whale is unmatched. Here is where it gets stranger. The sperm whale is not just physically extreme, it is behaviorally extreme. Sperm whales are among the most social mammals on Earth. Females and calves live in matrilineal family units that can persist for decades. Males leave these units at around age 15 and become nomads, traveling alone or in loose bachelor groups through cold, high-latitude waters, returning to tropical breeding grounds only occasionally. When a male returns, he sometimes fights other males, and the collisions can be enormous. Historical whaling records document sperm whales ramming ships hard enough to sink them. The Essex, a Nantucket whale ship, was sunk in 1820 by a large male sperm whale that rammed it twice. The event inspired Herman Melville's Moby Dick. The whale was not defending itself. The whalers had been hunting its pod. It seems to have made a decision. A sperm whale weighing 40 tons, hitting a ship at 15 knots, delivers a force calculated at over 3 million joules. That is roughly equivalent to the kinetic energy of a small train. No other whale is known to do this. Blue whales do not attack ships. Humpbacks do not attack ships. Orcas have very rarely damaged small vessels, but they have never sunk a large sailing ship. The sperm whale has, more than once. But that is not the last part of the story, and it may be the most extraordinary. Neuroscientist Patrick Hoff and other researchers have found that the sperm whale possesses the largest brain of any animal that has ever lived on Earth. It weighs approximately 9 kilograms, more than 5 times the weight of a human brain. Its neocortex is dense with specialized cells called von Economo neurons, once thought to be unique to great apes and humans. These neurons are associated with fast, intuitive social judgment. An animal that dives 2 kilometers into the dark, that fights giant squid in near total blackness, that produces the loudest sound made by any living thing, that has sunk ships in coordinated retaliation, that has the largest brain that has ever evolved. This is not just a strong whale. This is something the ocean has produced that has no comparison. There is a deeper implication here. For most of human history, we assumed the largest animal was the most powerful animal. We ranked the ocean by size. Blue whale first, everything else after. but size is a surface trait. Real strength in the sea is measured by what an animal can endure, what darkness it can enter, what pressures it can survive, what force it can produce. By every one of those measures, the sperm whale wins. And it does this while raising its calves gently, while singing to its family, while teaching its young, while apparently holding grudges against specific ships and specific human threats over generations. There is a story from the golden age of whaling that biologist Hal Whitehead has referenced. When American whalers began hunting sperm whales in the Pacific in the 1800s, they killed the animals in enormous numbers. The whales began to change their behavior. They started forming defensive circles. They started fleeing in specific directions. In one estimate, the strike rate of whaling ships against sperm whales dropped by roughly half within a few years. The whales, in effect, learned, and the learning spread across the ocean faster than any single whale could travel. They were talking to each other. They were passing on the knowledge. Now think about what all of this adds up to. There is an animal in the deep sea capable of diving deeper than any submarine can safely go. It generates sound louder than any engineered machine. It has the largest brain that has ever existed. It hunts creatures we barely believe are real. It has physically sunk ships. It teaches its family. It grieves. It sings. And it does all of this quietly, in water we cannot see, in a part of the planet we barely understand. The blue whale is the largest animal that has ever lived. The sperm whale is something more difficult to define. It is what happens when evolution designs a creature not to grow big, but to survive everything. Somewhere off a coast tonight, deep in cold water, a sperm whale is diving. Its lungs are collapsing, its heart is slowing, its eyes are open in a darkness no light can reach. Somewhere down there, it is hunting something monstrous, and it will win, and then it will swim back up, take a breath, rejoin its family, and do it all again tomorrow. That is what strength looks like in the ocean. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, subscribe for more videos like it. See you in the next one.